welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm feeling pretty healthy. How are you feeling, Sam?
I'm sick.
No, you're not. You never get sick.
Nah, I'm all right.
You're okay. Yeah, you're not. I don't remember you being sick before at work or, having to stay home. You're a fairly healthy person.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm getting some kind of buffer because of the kids. The kids get sick a lot, and they must be strengthening my immune system.
I see. Yes. Well, being around kids can definitely make you sick sometimes, but also just being out there in public on crowded buses or MRTs, people are coughing. Of course, COVID-19 is something we've all been worried about the last 2 years, but there are still colds and flus out there. Not quite as exciting maybe or scary as COVID, but definitely make a lot of people sick. Now here's a good question, and it's in the title of our article, Why the Flu Always Feels Worse at Night.
Yes, I think this is very interesting, and I'm interested to learn about it because it's true. You'll be like, you'll go through the whole day and you're like, oh, I'm sick. I can't wait till just be able to sleep and go to sleep for the night and wake up and hopefully I'll feel better. And then you lay down to sleep and it's just,
you can't sleep. Or in the opposite way, you wake up in the morning after being sick for a few days, you feel great. You're like, oh, great, the flu's gone. I can go back to work or do something fun tomorrow. And then 12 hours later that evening, I'm not better. I'm still sick. So yes, why does the flu always feel worse at night? I would have just guessed because you're tired at the end of the day, so your body's not fighting it as well, but no, that's not the complete answer. It's much more complicated than that. So let's get to our article and find out what this is all about. Think about the last time you had the flu. You probably experienced symptoms such as a cough or stuffy nose. Whatever symptoms you had, chances are that you felt worse at night. But why are flu symptoms more severe around that time? Well, there are a few reasons. One is related to your internal clock. When your body settles down for a night of rest, some of the cells that protect your body from infection become more active as they try to fight off the virus. When this happens, you might get a sore throat, a blocked nose, or other symptoms that make it hard to sleep. All right, so the title is Why the Flu Always Feels Worse at Night. We might be able to say colds are similar, but here we're talking about the flu, which is kind of like a bad cold. You'll have a lot of the same things with a cold, but maybe a high temperature, maybe your stomach won't feel so good, and it might last a bit longer and make you feel a bit sicker. So let's find out. It says, think about the last time you had the flu. Okay, now I've thought about, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when. But anyways, we've all probably had the flu at some time. And it says you probably experienced symptoms such as a cough or stuffy nose, right? A cough, stuffy nose. I can't breathe through my nose and food doesn't taste very good. Whatever symptoms you had, and those are two of the most common, but whatever other symptoms you might have had, chances are that you felt worse at night, right? You wake up in the morning, you feel pretty good, you think I've had rest, then at night it kind of comes back, you're coughing a bit more. Sometimes your temperature goes up if you have that fever. But here's the big question, why are flu symptoms more severe around that time, around the evening time, compared to the morning time?
Yes, and so we have this word severe. So severe is an adjective that describes something that is very strong or intense or bad. Usually it's used to say something is bad. So if you have pain, but then you have severe pain is very extra awful pain, or your symptoms get more severe, they increase in how bad they are. You had a light cough in the beginning, but then at night you're just and your throat is very bad, it's turned more severe. So it says the pain was so severe that I had to see the doctor. You might have had a little bit of pain, it's no problem. But as soon as it gets really severe and really intense, better go see the doctor. Yes, and so why does it get worse around that time? Well, there are a few reasons. One is related to your internal clock. When your body settles down for a night of rest, some of the cells that protect your body from infection become more active as they try to fight off the virus.
Interesting.
Yes, and this is something I think a lot of people might not be as aware of, because the idea is that when you take like vitamin C, for example, if you're sick and you feel your symptoms more intense, it's because all of a sudden now everything is trying to fight way harder. So then your throat gets scratchier and everything gets worse because they're active and they're fighting. And so then you're like, oh, why do I feel worse after taking this? Well,
interesting. So during the day when you're out, it's like the little soldiers in your body are protecting things from coming in. You know, they're in your nose fighting off things from going in. But once you're at home or in bed, your little soldiers start to fight the problems inside your body because they're not so afraid of the things outside. You're not out with other people and they're coughing and you're touching things. You're at home, so they can use their energy to fight things on the inside of your body, but that then makes you feel sicker because there's this battle going on in your lungs or in your throat or wherever. So when this happens, you might get a sore throat. I can't swallow. It hurts when I swallow. A blocked nose. I can't breathe through my nose. Or other symptoms that make it hard to sleep. Oh, that blocked nose. That's the worst when you're sick at night. You're breathing through your mouth. Your sore throat gets worse because your throat dries out. Oh, that's so tough. And of course, you're worried if I don't sleep well, I'll feel sicker tomorrow because I'm not getting the rest I need to fight this infection. And an infection is when you get bacteria or a virus maybe inside your body. You're sick, something outside of you that is making you sick has gone in. You could get an infection by cutting your hand. You could get an infection by breathing germs in when you're out. You could get an infection by all sorts of different ways. Especially if it's quite powerful and your body can't fight it off, the infection will make you sick or ill or something like that. For example, I got an infection after cutting my finger. I was cooking, I didn't wash my hands, and then the cut starts to turn red and it starts to hurt and maybe some weird juice comes out. Not a good thing. That's why we're told if you cut yourself, wash it, cover it up, things like that to stop the infection.
Yes, and so we also had this word virus. So a lot of times when we talk about people getting sick, we'll say, is it a bacterial infection or is it a viral infection? Meaning, did it come from bacteria or did it come from virus? And usually things that come from bacteria, that you can take medicines to directly fight that sickness. But viruses, we say, they kind of have to run their course. So you can take medicine that maybe will make you feel a little bit better, but it's not actually fighting the virus. You kind of have to let your body fight the virus and get rid of it. And that kind of just takes time and rest and all that kind of stuff. And it says there is a horrible virus going around at the moment. That's usually something you hear around winter time. There's a lot more viruses popping up, especially in like daycares and schools and things like that, where there's a lot of people all together. And so you have to do your best to keep washing your hands and making sure you don't get this virus.
That's right. Wearing masks, washing your hands, getting those shots like we did with COVID before you get sick so that you don't get as sick. Those are ways we can fight viruses, but they're very small, they're very clever, and they do make people sick. Lots of people. All right, let's take a break and then we'll be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程主题是为什么流感在夜间更加难受呢？那么得流感的时候可能会发烧啊、咳嗽、鼻塞等等。那不管是什么症状，很有可能会在晚上感觉更糟。那这边有几个原因，一个就是跟生理时钟有关。当我们身体安顿下来准备夜间休息的时候，有一些保护身体不受感染的细胞会因为试图要抵抗病毒而更加的活跃。 那这种情况发生时，你可能会喉咙痛、鼻塞或出现其他难以入睡的症状。好，单字 severe 它是形容词，形容严重的、严厉的或是苛刻的。Infection 则表示感染、传染病。那么 virus 表示病毒。Sam 老师他刚刚有提到这个病毒感染 viral infection 和 bacterial infection 则是细菌感染。我们这边就补充一下 viral 它是形容病毒的 viral， 那么 bacterial 则是形容细菌的，就是 bacteria 后面再加一个 l 就会变成这形容词咯。好，那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 chances are that 主词加动词，这表示有可能怎么样。那这个句型是用来表示某事发生的可能性很高。chances 固定用复数来表达可能性，那么 that 可以省略。类似的说法还有 it is likely that 或者是 there is a good chance that 好，例如 chances are that the concert will sell out quickly。那场演唱会的门票很有可能很快就卖完了。第二重点是 make it 加形容词再加不定词 to be， 表示使做某事变得怎么样。这边先复习一下 make 加受词加形容词是表达使什么变得怎么样。那当受词是不定词片语 to be 的时候，我们要用虚受词 it 代替受词的位置，然后呢把真正的受词 to be 移到句尾，所以就形成了 make it 形容词加 to be。例如 The heavy rain made it difficult to see the road ahead clearly。 大雨使得难以看清楚前方的路。好，那么另外形容词的后面我们还可以加上 for somebody 来指出对象。例如 The construction noise made it impossible for me to focus。 建筑施工的噪音使我无法专注。好，继续回课文中。
Your body position can also make you feel worse. That is, when you're lying down in bed, mucus can build up in your throat, causing itchiness and the urge to cough. This symptom, called postnasal drip, doesn't happen throughout the day because your body drains mucus when it's upright. Luckily, there are some simple ways to relieve your flu symptoms at night. For example, postnasal drip can be reduced by drinking more water during the day to thin out mucus. Similarly, you can raise your head with extra pillows to relieve your blocked nose. Soon, you'll feel much better.
Okay, so as we had just seen, one of the reasons that your flu is worse when you are getting ready to sleep is that your body is starting to settle down, and then all of your fighters who are fighting off the infection, they're starting to work more.
Yes.
And that's making you feel worse. And there's another reason, which is this next part of our article. It says your body position can also make you feel worse. That is, when you're lying down in bed, mucus can build up in your throat, causing itchiness and the urge to cough. So if you're kind of laying down, it's not no longer kind of draining out. It's kind of getting stuck
I see. Interesting. Okay, which is why if you have spicy food or something, that can bother you when you lie down because suddenly it's kind of not in your stomach. It goes up and it starts to burn or things like that. Yeah, because you're lying down. So it's just a matter of it not dropping down with gravity. Now it's pooling in your body.
Yes.
And you love a nice pool of mucus. Huh? Isn't that nice? Oh, boy.
What a great mental image.
Oh, yeah. Fun. All right.
But yes, that could give you the urge to cough.
Right,
And so
definitely.
urge is the feeling that you need to do something. So for example, if you saw some food, you might have the urge to take a bite of that really delicious looking pie. And it's just sitting there, and so you feel the urge to take a bite. In this case, if the mucus is in your throat, you have the urge to cough. You feel this and you almost can't even control it. It's just something that your body responds to. And our sentence says, I have a strong urge to swim in the sea. So sometimes if you go to the beach and it just looks so calm and peaceful, you'll be like, I want to go swim. I have to go. I want to go. That's called an urge to do something.
Exactly. It's not something you might even decide or think about. It's just something that kind of naturally happens inside of you. You can't really control a sneeze or a cough. When it wants to come out, it's gonna come out. So what is happening here? It says this symptom, this feeling of having the mucus kind of go in your throat and in your back of your mouth, this symptom called post-nasal drip doesn't happen throughout the day because your body drains mucus when it's upright. Now you might have that friend who's always doing that all the time. That means they have problems with post-nasal drip. Some people do even when they're not sick, or they might have problems with, breathing in air with pollution or things like that in it. But post meaning behind, nasal, your nose. So it's kind of that thing at the back of your throat. You'll remember this from when you've been sick and you have mucus. That's that thick liquid in your throat, your mouth, your nose. And yeah, it definitely is something you feel and you want to get rid of by blowing it out or by trying to get it back inside your head. Luckily, it says there are some simple ways to relieve your flu symptoms at night. So even knowing that your body is changing the way it's fighting your sickness, even knowing that you need to lie down to get a good night's sleep, there are some things you can do to relieve these problems. To relieve something is basically to bring some help or to take some trouble away. All right, I might be taking trouble away by bringing help. If you have pain and you sit down and you put ice on the painful thing, or you take some medicine that stops you from feeling the pain, that will relieve you. If you're really, really busy and someone says, hey, I can do some of that work, I have nothing to do. Oh, you're relieving me of a lot of work and you're relieving me a lot of stress and anxiety I was feeling. I'm not gonna get this work done. I need some help. I need someone to come and relieve me or take some of this trouble away. For example, taking a deep breath helped relieve his stress after a long day at work. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. A massage, a little break, have a cup of coffee, take some deep breaths, relieve a lot of your stress and anxiety.
Yes, and so some things that you can do to kind of battle against these post-nasal drip or other things. So it says, for example, post-nasal drip can be reduced by drinking more water during the day to thin out mucus. That's something I think a lot of people have heard. When they're sick, you always hear rest and fluids, drink more fluids, drink more fluids.
But now we know why we're told to drink, and that totally makes sense. So the mucus is thick, you drink water, the mucus gets looser, more watery, it's easier to get rid of.
Yes.
I understand that.
Similarly, you can raise your head with extra pillows to relieve your blocked nose. Soon you'll feel much better.
I don't know, I don't think I could sleep like that.
Oh, I can. I usually sleep with 2 pillows anyway, so I'm okay with being fairly upright.
Okay, so like leaning back in a chair or with pillows behind you in bed. That can help because, of course, the mucus will drain down and it won't bother your nose and your throat. So there you go. Some good, simple tips that make sense that will hopefully help to relieve you of some of the more annoying problems when you have an annoying flu. So what do you guys think? What makes you feel better when you have the flu?
I like chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup and a hug from your mom.
Yeah, and TV and a blanket.
And TV and a blanket. That sounds wonderful. I totally agree. I might take some medicine, but it's just one of those things you kind of just have to wait.
Yeah.
Give it time, 6-7 days. You'll feel fine. But yeah, drink some water and try to adjust your sleeping position. Maybe that will make things even easier. Thanks for joining us, guys. We wish you all the best health, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Until then, bye.
流感症状在夜间更难受的第二个原因是身体的姿势。当我们躺在床上时，黏液可能会积聚在喉咙里，引起瘙痒，让人非常想要咳嗽。那这种症状称为鼻涕倒流，它不会在白天发生，因为身体直立的时候会排除黏液。那课文最后提供一些简单的方法来帮助缓解夜间的流感症状，像鼻涕倒流呢，可以借由白天多喝水稀释黏液来减少这样的状况。那同样的，也可以用额外的枕头抬高头部来缓解鼻塞。那我们来看单字 urge 当名词，它表示强烈的欲望或是冲动。那么 relieve 这个动词，它表示减轻缓和。 咳是个动词哦。那么文中的 mucus 它则是指黏液，还有 postnasal drip 它表示鼻涕倒流。那 postnasal 这个字呢，就是由 post 表示在什么什么后方，然后加上 nasal 鼻腔的所组合而成。好，那么刚刚在讲到多喝水、多摄取液体时 ，Sam 老师他用到 fluid 这个名词 ，F-L-U-I-D， fluid 可以表达液体或是流质。好，那么以上今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Think about the last time you had the flu. You probably experienced symptoms such as a cough or stuffy nose. Whatever symptoms you had, chances are that you felt worse at night. But why are flu symptoms more severe around that time? Well, there are a few reasons. One is related to your internal clock. When your body settles down for a night of rest, some of the cells that protect your body from infection become more active as they try to fight off the virus. When this happens, you might get a sore throat, a blocked nose, or other symptoms that make it hard to sleep. Your body position can also make you feel worse. That is, when you're lying down in bed, mucus can build up in your throat, causing itchiness and the urge to cough. This symptom, called postnasal drip, doesn't happen throughout the day because your body drains mucus when it's upright. Luckily, there are some simple ways to relieve your flu symptoms at night. For example, postnasal drip can be reduced by drinking more water during the day to thin out mucus. Similarly, you can raise your head with extra pillows to relieve your blocked nose. Soon, you'll feel much better.
This party is in full swing.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad that I made it.
Well, how about let's take some selfies together?
Okay.
Let's share these photos on Instagram stories. What do you say?
What stories? Like, whose stories? Or what are you talking about?
It's the social media feature that everyone is using. It's been around for ages. Where have you been? You're so late to the party.
I am not. It was at 8 o'clock. I got here at 7:45. Actually, I was early to the party. What?
Hi everyone. Today's idiom is late to the party.
Yes, and it doesn't always mean you're physically late to a party.
Exactly. The phrase late to the party is used when someone is late in noticing, understanding, or participating in something that has become popular or relevant.
The phrase is believed to have originated from the literal meaning of arriving late to a party, where the best parts have passed and you've missed out on them.
And now it's expanded to refer to any situation where you're late in catching on to something.
It's kind of like when you finally start watching a popular TV show that everyone else has been talking about for ages.
Yes, or for example, if a company starts using social media for marketing long after its competitors have, you could say that the company is late to the party.
Or, I was late to the party with smartphones. I only got one last year.
Last year? Wow, you are really late to the party.
So remember, folks, don't be late to the party. Try to stay updated with the latest trends and news.
And if you do find yourself late to the party, don't worry. It's better late than never.
Absolutely. Okay, that's all the time we have for today.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.